I'd rather make 50K and my wife make 50K before I go and make 250 by myself and be the only income. Both bring in $110,000, $120,000 together. That's good money, especially with no kids. We have no big overhead. That's great. You go on vacations whenever you want to. All you gotta do is just go work your shift, split everything, and y'all good. It's not really splitting, y'all locked in together, to be honest. Versus a man that makes 250K, has to take care of the kids, has to take care of his wife because she doesn't work. That money is long gone. And he's carrying most of the stress. His work-life balance is upside down because he has to bring in all of that income from all of those people for all of those mouths to feed. So that money gets stretched. So yes.
That makes absolutely positively no sense whatsoever. I'm gonna play this back and I'm just gonna react to it because he gives me what a lot of these cats out here that's running around right now talking about this work life balance stuff and this weak mentality and all this shit. This is the energy that he's giving me. He's looking for a scapegoat because he don't want to go out and apply himself and be a real man and work. So I want to break this down section by section.
I'd rather make 50K and my wife make 50K before I go and make 250 by myself and be the only income.
So he said he'd rather make 50K and his wife make 50K. Then they combine they 50Ks for 100K before he go out and make 250K by himself. So that means he's willing to leave $200,000 on the table to have a roommate. He want to have a roommate masquerading as a wife, right? So he can have work-life balance because he don't want to go out and do what he's supposed to do in the first place. This shit, like that right there, what he just said is asinine to me. He's willing to leave $200,000 on the table so that he can have more time and work-life balance and take vacations. First of all, $100,000 combined ain't shit. That's, to me, that's failing, right? Because you got regular people that are out here making 100. You got teenagers that are out here hustling off the internet doing gaming and streaming, and you got people doing drop shipping and shit like that as side hustles that's making six figures as side hustles. And you are talking about your wife making 50 and you making 50 and combining 50 and 50 together for 100, like you doing something. That's still failing. $100,000 combined in today's climate is still failing. What is this guy talking about?
$120,000 together, that's good money, especially with no kids.
Now he says 100 is a good money, especially with no kids. Okay, it's fair, but it's good for maybe one person. You got two people. How is that good money when you're saying 250,000 ain't good money? You're gonna be broke. Oh, if you got 250,000, you got a family, you're gonna be broke. That's cap. If you can't survive with a wife and two kids with $250,000, that means you're doing something wrong. More excuses from a guy who doesn't want to apply himself and go out and work.
We have no big overhead. That's great. Go on vacation.
You don't have to have big overhead if you go out and you make $250,000 a year. All of this is complaining and contradiction. If you can reduce your overhead with two people making $50,000, combine $100,000 to have low overhead, you can do the same thing if you make $250,000.
Whenever you want to, all you gotta do is just go work your shift, split everything, and y'all good. It's not really splitting, y'all locked in together, to be honest.
So he's looking for a partner. He's looking for a roommate masquerading as a wife because a real man doesn't even think like that. Okay, yes, if you get into a relationship or you get into a marriage, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a structure where, the guy pays the mortgage, he pays the rent, he pays the majority of bills. The woman may kick in on a light bill, or she may kick in on a cable bill or something like that, whatever the case may be. And then you have guys that just cover the cost of everything, right? But he's going into the relationship, he's going into the marriage, he's going into the partnership, looking to split the bills 50-50. So that means he's putting a limit. He's putting a cap on himself. I'm okay with making 50 as long as she makes 50, we make 50-50, that's 100. I'm cool. I don't want to go above and beyond that. It's a weak man mentality. He's a weak man. There's no way on God's green earth. I'm looking for opportunity. If the money is on the table, in a relationship, not in a relationship, married, not married, the money is on the table, I'm going after it. Sky's the limit. I'm not never finna leave $200,000 on the table because I'm married or I'm in a relationship. Nah. Anybody that I'm with, man, that money on the table, go get that. If you in a partnership with someone that's not encouraging you when the opportunity presents itself to go get it, then I see why y'all together. Y'all two bums. That shit don't make no sense to me.
Versus a man that makes $250K, has to take care of the kids, has to take care of his wife because she doesn't work. That money is long gone. And he's carrying most of the stress. His work-life balance is upside down because he has to bring in all of that income from all of those people for all of those mouths to feed.
That's what the fuck men do. That's what men do. And I didn't mean to cuss. That's what men do. Take care of their families. What do you mean you gonna go to work and you ain't gonna have no work-life balance? You gonna have the stress. That's the job of a man. Is to cover and take care of the household. There's no way on God's green earth as a man that's on the internet. This is a man that's on the internet that's saying this foolish, asinine, weak female tendency shit, bro. This shit is crazy to me that a man is talking like this on the internet, bro. This shit is crazy. Where we are in the world with a lot of this weak mentality and not wanting to work and wanting to be partners and not taking advantage of opportunities and shit like this. How did we get to this? Where did we get to this? Like, what led? Well, not us, because I'm listen, if it's money on the table, I'm going to get it. I don't give a goddamn what relationship. I'm going after the money. If it's on the table, I'm going to get it. Period. I don't know where these guys come from or what made these guys this way. This is crazy to me.
So that money gets stretched. So yes, 50-50 is better than single income. I rather
listen. Two incomes are better than one. Not 50-50. He's looking at it from a weak man mentality. Oh, I want to split all the bills. No. Two incomes are better than one, but if you have two incomes, that you may not pay the bills equally, but two incomes are always going to be better than one. But his analogy is wrong. Two low incomes are not better. Two incomes that combine for $100,000 is not better than one income for $250,000. That's still $150,000 left on the table. That could provide a better lifestyle. Even if you add kids into the equation, you're going to spend an additional $150,000 a year on kids. It doesn't make sense. He's saying, okay, two people who make $50,000 a piece that don't have kids is better than a single person in a relationship who's making $250,000 a year, and the other spouse doesn't work. It's better because that person who's bringing in that extra $150,000 is going to have a life, and 9 times out of 10 that's going to be the man. Well, that's what a man does, bro. And those kids aren't going to equate to $150,000 a year. So yes, there will be, time away for that man while he's making that money. But guess what? Those vacations are going to be way more memorable with that extra $150,000 than they would be with just you and your wife, and y'all only making $100,000 a year. But there's more, because he came back, he got a lot of rebuttal in his comments, and he came back with a second video.
See, you guys are trying to twist words around. If I said I would rather make 50 to 75K on my end and then my wife make the same 50 to 75K, that will be better with no children, just us going 50-50, than a man in a family of 4 or 5 with a wife who doesn't work and 3 kids that makes 250. Our life will be better because the math and the overhead won't be as much.
It won't be better. 250, even adding 2 more kids, is still going to be a better lifestyle. You're putting $150,000 more in the equation. So if you and your wife are fine at 100K, you mean to tell me if you add 2 kids to the equation, it's going to equate to another $150,000 a year in expenses? No, it's not. You're going to have a better lifestyle. You're going to be able to provide your kids with better opportunities. You're going to be able to pay for extracurricular activities for these kids. Your vacationing with these kids is going to be a lot more memorable. 150K extra is 150K extra. He's saying the math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. It doesn't make sense what he's saying.
So why would I want to go stress myself out to make $250 to feed 3 or 4 kids plus a wife who doesn't work?
There it goes back what I said with the first video. One, he's selfish. Two, he's not a man. Why would you go stress yourself out? Because that's what men do. We work. We take care of our family. These soft dudes out here now, I don't know who bred these soft dudes. I don't know where these dudes came from. I don't know what's in the water. Like, what you mean, big dog? Take your ass to work. What you mean, stress yourself out? I'm not finna stress myself out for my wife. I'm not finna stress myself out for no kids. That's selfish, bro, and that's weak. Even as a single man, let's take the wife and let's take the kids out the equation. Then he'd probably be happy with just making $30,000 a year. This is bum mentality. As a single person, no wife, no kids, you should be working even harder. You should be working 12, 13, 14-hour days. When money presents itself, you need to take advantage of it. Especially if you're younger, the younger you are, the more harder you should be working. Like, what we talking about? You're not finna stress yourself out. Well, what you want to do, dog?
I have to fulfill my wife's retirement, which she will miss out because she's not providing any kind of income that will allow her to retire and collect Social Security, if that's still a thing.
You looking for Social Security, bro? If you making $250,000, that's enough to take care of a family in today's climate and save. Your wife should be fine, bro. You just don't want to work.
And you're not going to beat the inflation and the monies that she would have gained by just making $50K a year and putting away $10,000 or $20,000 a year and let that.
The way you beat the inflation is by making more money, fool. This is why you don't leave that $150,000 on the table if you're looking at it from the combined perspective. And if you're looking at it from the single perspective, you don't leave that $200,000 on the table. This is how you beat inflation. This is how you beat the rate of inflation, by making more money. As things go up, you have to make more money. This dude makes absolutely no sense. I don't even know why this shit. Well, I understand why it's viral because it makes no sense, and that's why I'm reacting to it. But this shit is stupid. It's the original video was stupid, and then for him to come back because of the backlash and try to double down on what he's saying is asinine to me.
Interest build up into her Roth IRAs and 401ks. $250,000 a year does not replace that. At the end of the day, 99% of y'all will fuck up $250,000 at the end of it. How about that?
This guy is what you consider, to me, a weak guy, a bum. He has bum mentality. He's looking for a scapegoat. He's looking for a way out. He doesn't want to do what he's supposed to do. He doesn't want to fulfill what he's supposed to fulfill as a man by going out and working hard. And, this is where society is at right now. It's unfortunate. It's sad. It's crazy. It's weird to me that men will come on the internet and even say this. Like, if this is not some shit, even if you, like, I wouldn't even think this shit. But if I thought this shit, there's no way I would come on the internet and say this shit, because then it's going to go viral. And you thinking you saying some shit and you thinking people going to be on your side. But no, you're going to get backlash, and then you're going to get people laughing at you because it's stupid. It's dumb. You know what I'm saying? Guys, that's it. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, hit the like button. Until next time, I'm out, man. Peace.